So are you struggling to raise enough money for apartment investing, or maybe you don't even know how to raise money, where to find it, what to say? So in today's video, I'm going to share with you two things that really opened my eyes to capital raising. So stay tuned. Hi, my name is Michael Blanc, and I help people become financially free with real estate. So maybe you're interested in getting into apartment buildings, but you're like, how do I raise the money, right? You don't have the money yourself, you have to raise it. And I've seen many investors nearly get off the ground because they can't figure out how to raise money, and typically through limiting beliefs. And they just look at their personal funds and they look at a building and, oh, look, can't be done. The good news is, I was thinking the same thing when I first got started, right? I didn't know how to raise money either. I didn't know how to go about doing it. And you're not alone. Almost everybody that gets started struggles with this one thing. How do I raise whatever, hundreds of thousands of dollars, $1 million to buy this building? And so, before I got started with apartments, I was still flipping houses. I thought, apartments were a rich man's investment, and I just wasn't on the right level yet. But I discovered that that's, couldn't be further from the truth, because anyone can invest in apartments, and you don't need experience to do it. And it doesn't matter if you're a multimillionaire or a college student. Everything changed for me and for dozens and dozens of others when I discovered the magic of using other people's money. It was like a total light bulb moment, right? And partnering with investors, though, is an absolute game changer, because now I'm no longer limited by my lack of resources. It's just by my ability to find deals and raise capital. And so once I discovered that, everything changed for me, because I stopped doing fix and flips. And I finally sold my restaurants, and I went from that first 12-unit deal that I did to 50 plus units, and now we own over 2,000 units as well. And it's all because we discovered the art and craft of raising capital. Now, and so I've been since then teaching how to do that for many years, since 2014. Now you might be wondering, well, it's cool, Michael, but how can I raise money from investors? To tell you the truth, I didn't know how to raise money either. But I discovered after talking to people and not getting anywhere that the stock market investors struggle with three things. Okay, they just struggled with volatility of the stock market, especially now. And that makes it very difficult to do long-term financial planning, which is frustrating, right? If you're planning to have a certain amount of money by the time you retire, or for your kids' college, and now there's a recession, your plans are shot. And number two, there was no cash flow from the stock market, so it couldn't be used as an exit strategy for passive income. And then there was too many taxes that people paid when they actually had gains. And when I realized that, my gosh, people with money have problems too, right? I realized I could help them by introducing them and educating them about apartment buildings that solved all these problems, right? They're much less volatile, and they appreciate predictably over time. They create cash flow, so it can be used as an exit vehicle to quit your job, financial freedom, and it provides significant tax incentives that if you play your cards right, you might never actually pay taxes on any of your gains in real estate. That's amazing. Now, once I discovered that I could help, it took the pressure off me, right? Because I'm not a natural salesperson. I always thought that I needed to sell or manipulate people into investing with me, but all I had to do was educate them. I could do that. As long as I educated myself and I knew what to say, I could educate these investors, and they were very eager to learn from me and to invest because they had a problem they wanted to solve. So if you want to learn more about raising capital, check out my free ebook. It's called The Secret to Raising Money to Buy Your First Apartment Building. And it's an awesome book, because in there I kind of cover how to find potential investors and what to say. So find the link in the comments below this video here to get that link, so you can download that as well. Now here's another thing I discovered about raising capital for multifamily, and it's a team sport. Before, when your W-2 job, or even with house flipping, it's you. Maybe you have a team, but you don't have partners. Multifamily, it's unusual not to have partners, and it's because there's two major roles in a syndication. It's the deal finders and the capital raisers, right? Deal finders are the ones out there looking for deals. You may be one of those. I want to find a deal. But there's your counterpart. That counterpart is a person who actually has access to capital, and they want to become a general partner in a syndication, just like you finding a deal. But they have access to capital. They have access to attorneys or medical doctors or some other network. It's really a secret to doing bigger deals faster, is by partnering. You don't have to raise all the money yourself. Now, sure, should you learn how to raise capital? Absolutely. But the way that people do bigger deals faster is by joint venturing. So how do you find these capital raisers, right? If you're a capital raiser, how do you find deal finders? You got a network, right? Go to multifamily events. There's several of them throughout the year. There's also a variety of online communities. Certainly, we have one as well. Check out all our events in our online community. and find this ecosystem that you can go deep with, because that's where these deal finders and capital raisers are. Find those communities and connect with them. It's amazing how quickly you can ramp up and do your first deal. So raising capital is actually much easier than you think, because all you have to do is educate potential investors, right? You don't have to sell them or manipulate them. And so learn how to do that. It's much easier than you think. A lot of people come into this going, oh my gosh, I'll never be able to raise money. And they're like, oh my gosh, it's much easier than I thought. And then number two, don't think you have to raise all the money on your own, right? You're likely going to partner with someone who has access to capital. Find those people. And again, if you want to learn more about raising capital, check out my free ebook, The Secret to Raising Money to Buy Your First Apartment Building. Catch you next time.